Hello, everybody. I'm John Furmaniak.
And I'm Chet Kowalkowski.
I'm Wally Maduzia. I was inducted at the Hall of Fame in 2002.
91.
And 2013.
1991.
So.
Take that back.
Yeah, you got to work. Yeah.
Okay,
1991.
the
okay.
International Polka Association got us together here to talk about some old times and when we started. And we'll be asking each other questions.
You got a lot of years here.
Yeah, we got probably almost 20 years worth of polka music.
Ho, ho, ho.
I know I've played like 51, Wally.
I 58 years.
Chester.
How many years, Jesh?
I would say, oh my God, 62, 63.
Okay.
Be around there, yeah.
Wally, anybody in your family play music?
Yeah, my dad played concertina. He used to carry it in a shopping bag. And he knew just the basics and all that. He taught me that, and the basics on that. And I used to practice in the closet all the time. Just
Why in the closet?
Yeah, I don't know. That's the closest place I can come to. It's a closet.
They wouldn't let you play out in the living room or anything like that?
That, whatever, you know. And then after that, the first the first band that I ever sat in with was Marion Lush.
Oh, okay.
This was in 1958. That's when we had Stanley Wozniak, Lush, Eddie Bebenek, the accordion player,
Mickey Watson.
Mickey Watson, and on drums was Ronnie Mandel, I think.
Mandel, yeah.
And my dad, we heard him on the radio, and they were on 38 and Kedzie in Chicago. So my dad says, let's go over there. I think I was 12 or 13 years old. And my dad talked Lush into letting me sit in with those guys. And they all looked at me, I was a young buck. And everybody's looking at me, what the hell, do with this guy? And I lasted the whole set with these guys.
Wow.
That was in 1958 or 59.
That's cool. Anybody else in your family play?
Yeah, my son plays drums with the music company.
Okay. Mike?
Yeah, and he played with, he does good both rock and roll and Polish.
Yeah,
yes.
when Belanda used him a few times on private gigs, he really good on rock. Really good.
He did his own. He was originally going to play the trumpet. So I bought him a trumpet, my son Mike, and it didn't work crap. So he said, I want to play drums. I said, well, you want to play drums? You buy your own set of drums. And he bought his own set, and the rest is history with him.
Cool.
Yeah, that was
Very
good.
How about you, John? Did you?
Me?
Anybody in your family
Nobody
play?
in my family. My boys wanted to play, but they played sports year-round. Baseball, football, basketball.
Sports
all the way through college they played sports. So
holy moly.
There was no time. They tell me now, Dad, I wish I would have played trumpet, or I wish I would have played drums, but
hey, whatever.
they were playing the sports thing, and they're doing good at that.
That's good. Hey, a good family there.
Cheshu, what about you? How about anybody in your family?
Yeah, my dad played violin and accordion, and he used to play like three-piece jobs, and people used to come over and on the front porch, in the backyard, in the basement, in the living room, in the garage sometimes. And I got some notes here.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, he played at private parties and taverns also. Oh, and we also marched in the May Day Parade.
Ooh,
at that time, we marched from Ashland and Division to Augusta Boulevard, all the way to California.
On the float or just walking?
Walking. But we had bottles, The Dorado always carried some moonshine, homemade moonshine. And also, I can recall Eddie Sr.'s father also marched with us, with my dad and everything. And Senior. We were like 10, 12 years old. So we marched all the way to Humboldt Park, and then we went by the Kosciuszko statue, and we played some songs over there.
Okay, no, Kosciuszko statue, that was every year they would go by the statue, and they come out off the statue, and he would take a leak, right?
A leak of what? Oh, that... You guys.
Scratch it.
Maybe, what the heck?
Well, anyway, in the meantime, when the guys were through playing by Kosciuszko's statue, Eddie was 10 years old, I was maybe 12 years old. We had a Gurowski outfit on. So we go to the lagoon, the Laguna Humboldt Park, and we should throw rocks in the water and everything else.
If they would skip.
Yeah, right. And sometimes we slipped, and like by the shore. I mean, it was all muddy and everything.
Yeah.
We got our Kowalski outfits all. Oh man,
That's not good.
Not good.
Mama don't like that.
We got our we got our butts reamed out after that. And Mother, she always sang when she did household chores, cooking, baking, ironing, whatever. She always sang. That's why I picked up her song, the old time songs. Chiata Dziewczyna, Pod Krakowem, all that stuff. So what else is here? That's about it.
Okay, Tesher, when did you start your first band?
My first band? Well, I had a three-piece band years ago. Hell, I was still in high school.
You remember the name of the band?
Yeah, the Blue Knights.
Blue Knights. Who played?
Who played under Chester Jejic, played accordion. He was, let's see, I was a sophomore, he was a freshman. Ed Pulaski played drums. And of course, I played trumpet. And we played communion parties and in the taverns. At that time, when taverns, like on a Sunday, they opened up early, well, noontime, whatever time. But when they had music performing there, it was always like from 6 to 10, 5 to 9, because people had to go to work.
Yeah.
So that was my first band. And as I recall, can I go forward? Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did you start the Versatones?
No, it was the Tones.
Was it? No.
Oh, you're still on me?
Yes, still.
Okay.
Oh, that was in 1961. I joined the Versatone.
You joined. They already were formed, and you joined up.
Well, they were playing for about a year and a half or
Okay.
so, but they always had a problem getting a horn man, trumpet player. So one night I was playing at Joe and Jean's Lounge in Hegwish, or Burnham rather. Burnham.
Yeah.
There was Crystal Tab, Jeanette's, and then Joe and Jean's. I don't know if you ever knew that.
No. Was it Joe and Jean's before?
Joe and Jean's, yeah, before they moved to 55th.
Oh, okay.
So I was playing there with Big Billa. Remember Big Billa?
Yeah.
And we took a break, and one gentleman called me to the bar. He says, "My name is Eddie Novak, the clarinet player." He says, "You playing with these guys steady?" I said, "No, I do and I don't. I job around here and there." He said, "There's a band called the Versatones, and they're looking for a trumpet player." So I said, "Well, okay." So he gave me his phone number, and I called Bob Central and went down to audition, and we sounded great. And that's the time when Marion came out with Hey Cavallerosia. Hey Cav of 1960. No, 61 was it? Yeah, in around. But it was very popular.
And there were 4 guys in the band, right? 3 plus you.
3 plus me is 4. And we played 4-piece for almost 3 years. 61, well, maybe 2.5.
Now back then, you had no bass player.
No,
yeah.
Richie had the bass on his left hand, just like you have, I
Richie
guess.
Sendra and Bobby Sendra.
And Chocolate.
Jerry
Chocolate, yeah, the 4 of us. We played mostly in Hegwish, Burnham, Whiting, Hammond, Indiana, stuff like that. And then, of course, Eddie and I missed this part, but Eddie and I used to play 2-piece jobs when we were like 15, 16 years old.
Okay.
All right? And my dad had to take us to the jobs.
And Eddie played accordion.
Eddie played accordion, I played accordion.
Okay.
But Eddie also played drums.
Oh, okay.
So we got a 2-piece job in a tavern, and I played accordion. We had an amplifier, a little amplifier. What the hell does it take? Eddie didn't need anything. For the vocals, we needed a mic for the vocals. And we played 2-piece. And let's see. And I think we used to switch. Our Richmond Tap, which is called Club Antoinette now, or was Club Antoinette. But it used to be called Richmond's Tap, and Polish people owned it, and they had installations. Polish organizations used to always have their parties there and meetings,
and
whatever.
2-piece there.
Yeah. So we used to play for them also. At that time, I played the trumpet already. So Eddie was on drums and accordion at the same time. He just used his bass pedal, for the beat, and he played accordion. Then we switched around. I played accordion. Eddie played drums.
Okay.
And then, I played trumpet.
Okay.
While he was playing accordion and the drums.
Okay.
Then I played accordion and he played drums regularly.
How much did you get paid back then?
Oh, peanuts probably, maybe $10.
Yeah.
$15 at that time maybe.
Yeah.
No, I'll take that back. It was less than that.
How'd you get to the jobs?
My dad drove us, and then he had to come and pick us up. Yeah, I can really hear. Well, the neighborhoods, there was a lot of Poles here, and every neighborhood, and he knew a lot of people because I used to play in the orchestra too. So and then plus the fact we belonged to the Polish Highlanders, and there's a lot of circles being formed at that time, and so he knew a lot of people in the area. If he got to go maybe 5-10 minutes out of the neighborhood, he did. Then he'd come back and pick us up at 9 or 10. So that was it.
Okay, Wally, when did you start your band first?
Well,
Band?
we were with the Tones. All the guys used to play with the Versatones. And I was at Club Antoinette one time with Chester Sterzak. He was playing accordion with the Dynamics.
Oh, yeah.
And I told him, I said, I don't have a name for the band. And he said, you're all the guys from the Versatones. He says, why don't you just cut out the Versa and have the Tones? And that's where we got the name from.
I'll be darned. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Look at that, Tones.
And all the guys with myself, Rich Sendra, Roger Malinowski, Zach Jobero, Jerry Mitek, and Lenny Gomulka. Wow. And all six of us, man. That's when we took off with Eddie because we were playing with Eddie, but he was starting to hit the road too much. Yeah. And all the guys had regular jobs, and it was just getting too much. So I said, we'll quit.
But Versatones wasn't your first band you played with. What was the first band you played with?
First band I played with was Jerry Petanachik and the Polka Sharps. Yeah. That's when I came out of the closet.
Okay.
We played, and we cut the first CD that I cut.
And his album was Out of the Closet, right? Was it?
Right. No, his name was Big Rage of Our Age.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then the one I loved, I cut one album with Little Wally, and that was a Gigolo Sound, and they had 12 pieces on that thing.
Oh my God.
They had 4 trumpets, 4 violins, piano, bass, and drums, and I played concertina. And he had a guy that was directing, laying music out for everybody.
Holy cow.
And he come to me and he said, here's your concertina music. I looked at Wally, I said, the hell you want me to do with that? I don't play. He took he said, just play, don't worry about it. And that's where I started with Wally. And I went with the went with the Versatones because Richie Sensor got inducted into the Army. They drafted him. And Eddie says, you want to come with the band? I said, well, you guys are all over the map with different key changes. I said, I can't, I got an A-box. He says, don't worry, I'll buy you 3 concertinas. I'll cover all the keys.
Wow.
And he sat me in the Bel Air studio with all the albums, and he says, learn them on which box. And I had to listen to what he was going to call, pick out the right box.
Yeah.
But I never messed up. I was with him for about 5 years. Then we
Tell
started.
the story when you were playing with Petanchik, and he told you to pick up a horn player. Tell that story.
What's that?
The horn player you had to pick up?
Oh, yeah. That's another one.
Lenny.
When I was with Jerry Petanchik, he said, we lost our horn player. I said, well, I got this young kid. He's 12 or 13 years old, and everybody looked at me, the man, he said, you're nuts. I said, well, let me bring him down to practice. Lenny Gomulka. And he cut everything that we were doing. I couldn't believe it. Lenny played everything that we were doing. And he was with the band. That's the first band that he came with.
Sure you could.
Wow.
Petanchik.
I don't know if I got as much story as you guys do, but I started out when I was 1964 with the Diatones. I started that group.
64.
And actually started 2-piece. Myself and Cheryl's brother, Frankie Alberts.
Oh, yeah.
We played with the music company for a while.
Yeah.
2-piece.
Okay.
I was 14, he was 9.
Holy moly.
But he could play. He could play polkas. He could sing
Look at
Polish.
that.
His dad was, they were Slovenian and Polish.
Uh-huh.
And my dad was Polish, and we would practice in their basement. And we played like Polish Legion of American Veterans on 48 and Wood Street. They had a hall there. We played it for all their Święconkas and
There you go.
everything else. We played at Columbia Hall. 2-piece.
Kosciuszko?
Yeah, Columbia Hall.
Columbia Hall?
Columbia.
Oh, on 48.
Hermitage.
Hermitage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
by St.
No,
Joseph.
Marshfield.
Yeah, St. Joseph's Parish.
Yeah, that's right.
Kosciuszko Hall. You had to walk all the way up the stairs.
Yeah, 17, 18 stairs.
Yeah, it's crazy. So that's how I got my start with those 2 guys, and then I picked up Billy Byrne and Billy Bamba. Billy Bamba was Johnny Bamba's he was a nephew.
Okay.
And then I had a kid, Ed Hines, on guitar. And at that point, we were playing more weddings. We were playing maybe 50% Polish, 50% American.
American, wow.
And sometimes we would do like 70% Polish
Yeah.
and 30%
Yeah.
American, you know, depending. And I did that until I went to the service in 1967.
Well, you were in Vietnam, weren't you?
Yes.
God bless
Yeah, I
you,
spent
man.
1 year. 1 year.
Yeah, I play with your guys.
My hats
with the
off to you,
violet.
fool.
You played with the Versatones, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we went to Crivets.
Crivets.
Remember Story,
with the
Crivets?
pig.
I don't know if I told you the story. I got the station wagon and I got a small trailer in the back with the equipment.
Yeah.
We stopped for breakfast. I don't know if it was McDonald's or Burger King, one of those places, and ordered some stuff to go. So we get in the car and we're driving, and then all of a sudden I hear this loud slam. I look in the mirror and I see Chet. He's, oh. I pull over. I thought something happened. I said to myself, no, if he's hurt, I got to go take him to the emergency room. We're going to be late for the job. So I open up the window for the back of the wagon. Oh, he's got blood dripping. I decided, Chet, I says, we're going to have to go to the emergency room. You're going to probably have to get stitches. He does one of these. Hey, what? He says, that's jelly.
Ketchup, whatever it was.
Yeah, crazy. Scared the shit out of me.
We had the same thing. I'm not going to mention names, but we were traveling with Eddie, and whoever was driving, we had 9-passenger wagon. We put Chet underneath the back seat, and told the driver that Chet fell out of the car. Stopped on the brakes, and he run down the street. We were looking for Chet in the gutter over there. But like I mentioned, whoever it was dialed 911 on and then Chet come out with this. He come out with this
That's
deal.
pretty crazy. Who inspired you in polka music?
Who else? Oh, inspired me?
Yeah, who inspired you?
I would say mom and dad. We used to always listen to the polka shows. See, Chet Schaefer was on there. Some of the early
Chet
ones.
Kowalkowski was there?
Yeah, he
Chet
was on
Kowalkowski
radio. Little Wally was on radio. Johnny Hisney and all
Chet
that.
Schaefer.
Yeah.
But the early ones, Juniora, remember him?
No, I don't remember him.
They used to have a little skit every week. They used to always get into trouble.
Oh, okay.
But really, they used to play polka music. And who else was? Yeah, well, Johnny Hisney and what's his name? John Soa. He was on radio. Little Wally.
Chet Schaefer.
I said Chet Schaefer.
Galinsky.
Kowalkowski, yeah. Well, those were the main
Yeah.
big three, whatever.
Wally, how about you? Who inspired you to play polkas?
My mom and dad used to take me to Townhill's Grove on Archer Avenue all the time, every Sunday. And I remember seeing a polka dot 5 there.
Okay.
That was
Oh, yeah.
But my main guy was Eddie Zima. I loved him. He was unreal. He still is the best. For concertina and clarinet was Steve Jankowski.
Okay, yeah.
He was the guy. Those two main guys that really influenced me. But then Jerry Petanajcik, I learned so much from him. It wasn't funny. He was really good. He taught me everything, almost everything. I know different key changes and all that stuff.
Very good.
That was cool. That was good.
Yeah, my Bush and Jaja were the ones that inspired me.
Yeah.
I used to go over their house on Sunday. They lived like on the next block, but the second house from the corner, and I lived the second house from the corner on this block, on Henry Street.
Yeah.
And I used to go over there. She'd make me make me breakfast, and then my grandfather would come out on the porch and we listened to the radio shows. And back then I had the toy accordion
Oh yeah.
and a trumpet, and remember those plastic ones?
Yeah, plastic
And I'd
ones,
play
right.
around with that.
Oh, wow.
I got to be like 10 years old, and my grandfather says, I've got to get you an instrument. What do you want to play? I said, I don't know. Well, the next day, happened that Mort Harold come over to school. Mort Harold sold accordions. So he come over, and this guy is playing this accordion ball.
That was it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to play that.
Yeah.
So I got a small one,
Yeah, all right. 12 bass or 48?
48 bass.
40, that's what I had too.
And then I practiced on that. And then I got to be 12 years old, and my grandfather says, time for you to get a big one. So I wanted to get an accordion with the electronic bass.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll talk a little bit about that later.
Okay.
But my grandfather and grandmother, and I
Look at that.
I love little Wally stuff. I
yeah.
still love honky stuff now.
Sure.
But I also like push music, so then I fell in love with Eddie. And of course, Marion was a kind of, back then was,
Simple, down to earth.
dynamic more.
Yeah.
It wasn't honky, it wasn't push, it was more,
Yeah.
it was just really, honky's like playing jazz, man,
Yeah. Yeah.
because you always got those riffs in there.
Yeah.
And pushing is just the solid bottom is the push, But that Dino music, which was his recording, Dino, was just so simple and clean and not a lot of fancy stuff. You're playing box, you kind of.
I fell in love with the Connecticut Twins.
Yeah, there's another band.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
They were ahead of their time.
Oh.
Way ahead.
I got Billy Bellina mailed me all of their CDs. All of them. I got them all at home.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And with Eddie Zima, he was to be my idol. He played at Maple Lane's bowling alley on the north side. And I live way outside. I used to take 2-3 buses there just to hear him on a Friday night.
Yeah, that's cool.
I loved that guy so much, man. It was funny. And he used to have a lounge, a squeezebox lounge on Division Street. That's before he passed away. And good old days.
What was your first recording?
With Jerry Petranchik, the Polka Sharps. We were at on Ridgemore label with I think Chet Kowalkowski's label. There were
Ridgemore.
Ridgemore, I'm sorry.
Ridgemore.
Ridgemore, yeah.
His brother Jimmy played drums with him, right?
Yeah, right. And I think Jerry Petranchik, Eddie Snuta, Naturals, and Shiversky were the 4 bands that cut on Ridgemore at that time. And that was my first one. That was a very good one.
What was your first recording?
My first recording was in 1956 on JJ label. As a matter of fact, Little Wally was the engineer.
Okay.
And I was playing with the Happy Polka Hearts, which consisted of Gene Valega. Joe was around chasing girls, whatever. But Gene was playing the accordion, the quarter box. Remember the little organ that they had on the side with it? What do they call that?
Harpsichord?
No, well, whatever. But it was like a real big. Like
all the bands had even the Dropkick and Bomb, when they played American, they would take a solo on it, sound like an organ.
Yeah.
Well, even Polish, when they took a solo. Gene Valega on accordion, Stan Bugno on clarinet and sax, Tony Chihoin on drums, and myself on horn. And that was back in 1956 at JJ on, what was it, Kedzie? 25th and Kedzie?
26th and Kedzie.
26th and Kedzie, okay. That was my first recording. It was a 45. And the name of the song was Time to Dance and Sally's Waltz.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And I got it in the frame and everything else. It looks cool. First recording.
Yeah, my first recording was with the Versatones in Casey Homemill's basement.
Really?
And there was Stash Balana on concertina, Ricky Stazel on trumpet. You took his place when he voluntarily quit the band after a band meeting that we had out in the parking lot. One of those band meetings.
Oh, okay.
Bobby Pinto was on clarinet, then Frankie Alberts was on drums.
Yeah.
We did Suicide Polka.
Yeah.
And it was on the Homemill label.
Oh, wow.
Because Casey did some of his stuff.
Okay. Yeah, right.
On his own. And then I did, my first album was the LP for polkas. And Teddy O was the engineer and director on that.
What, Archer Records?
Archer Records, yeah.
Archer Records,
That was his first recording on Archer Records.
Okay. But you cut 2 albums though, didn't you?
Yeah, and then we did Something Old, Something New on Dollar.
Yeah, right.
Where we had the nice
Nice
clothes, but we had padded pants and tan jerseys.
I remember.
Yeah, and then on the other side we had all the good outfits on.
Right.
That was a gold record, by the way. I painted it gold and put it on the wall. Original members. You already said the original members of your band.
Yeah, myself, Rich Senzra, Roger Malinowski, Zach Zobro, Jerry Mitek, and Lenny Gomulka.
Okay.
And then later on, Max Kavas came with
you
us.
You guys were popular. I used to go to the Omen to see you guys play. The place was packed.
Well, that was
outstanding musicians.
Unreal band, man. I mean, those guys were awesome.
You guys were. The Versatones were good, but you guys were.
Yeah, we kicked it, man.
Yeah, you kicked butt there.
Yeah. And all 3 of our albums, we got 3 out, and they're all, to me, they're all great. They're all good.
Yeah, you guys.
And hell, the albums, I think I'm on 38 or 39 different albums.
You guys inspired a lot of musicians.
I hope so, yeah.
a lot of musicians.
The guys from Detroit like this, Dynamics.
Yeah.
Dynastics.
Guys from Jersey like Mike Costa and the Beat.
Yeah.
All these guys like.
Because we were a little bit East Coast, and a little bit of Chicago.
Yeah.
That was nice. That was good.
You guys had it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see where we go. What's your favorite place to play?
Club 505.
Yeah, number one.
They have 505, that's Crystal Tap, Jeanette's, Brothers 2, Joe and Jean's, and Northside Mary and Murph's. That was a small place. We played it with Eddie one time.
Yeah, up at the
We had
smaller than this room.
Oh, we had 7 guys up there.
Yeah.
2 guys sat in the car in the hallway and played.
Yeah.
That's what the
And that
lounges
place,
at that time.
small place, and that was packed all the time.
Oh.
So you couldn't move, let alone try to dance.
Yeah,
You know?
they were good.
How about you, Chess? Your favorite place?
Yeah, 505 was my best, and then Pulaski Village, because that's when Eddie's mother had Pulaski Village, and we used to practice there all the time. And I used to even help Eddie in the wardrobe when we were teenagers or whatever, kids. You know? And she used to always have little Wally there, Ampolairs, Jima even. Yeah, so I used to work in the cloakroom, stuff like that, and then I helped clean up afterwards. But anyway, I would say 505 Pulaski Village were my favorite.
Yeah.
And the worst was at Crystal Tap.
Oh, yeah. yeah.
Oh,
4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
come
nobody
on.
there. You get the leftovers from Jeanette's and from.
the bad part about it, he doesn't close on the weekend.
Yeah.
He would move everybody over at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, sweep, move everybody over here, sweep, and then keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Then they opened
remember
up
any time
again.
I come home after that, I was walking in a gangway. My mom and dad were going to church. 10 o'clock o'clock.
I'd say back in the day too, Jeanette. I mean, 505 too. I used to play with Marion on a Wednesday there.
Oh, yeah.
And Wednesday was bowling night out there, so
Oh, my
bowling
God.
would get over
yeah.
like 9:30. Boom! It's like
Wow.
you couldn't move in that place, you know.
Packed the gills.
And then when I play on weekends there, sometimes if we took a break at 505, we'd jump in the car and run over to Jeanette's to see who was playing Jeanette's. I usually had good bands there.
Yeah.
It's Crystal Tap so because his hours were late.
Yeah, late.
like 10 to
Nobody
4.
wants to play that late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Jeanette's usually had good bands. We'd run over and grab a drink, listen to one song, and then scoot back over before getting in the bandstand. So that was pretty crazy times. Yeah, out of town. Any favorite place out of town? You played Warsaw Park in
Warsaw, I think that was about the best.
Michigan.
Yeah, well, I think it was
that
about the
was a
best,
pretty
Warsaw
cool
Park.
place.
We didn't go too far.
You played there.
'Cause the guys didn't want to travel that much anymore. We were done with Eddie. But Warsaw Park, I think, and the Dynastics, they loved us out that way. And it was Joe Marchichak used to pull us out there all the time.
Warsaw
it was
Park.
pretty
Warsaw.
good.
What the hell was that?
Warsaw Park. And,
Michigan.
Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, that's right. I
Outside,
forgot
big-
about-
big-
Yes.
Big dance floor pavilion.
Yeah,
and
that's right. I
was
remember
back
that.
there, and all the
Oh,
guys, all band members signed their names on the
post-
Yeah.
on the walls there.
on
and
the
stuff.
walls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Post, yeah.
Dynastics were another group that kind of followed what we did.
Yeah.
Well, that was crazy because a lot of times on the weekends, they would come by my house. 3 or 4 of the guys, Eddie Shevitz, the drummers, the 2 brothers. Yeah, well, whatever. They'd come over to my house and we'd have a party for 2 days, Friday and Saturday. Sunday, and they're still there on Sunday. So I go to work on Monday. I come back, and the guys are still there yet. They wouldn't leave. I said, what the hell's going on here? Kempinski brothers.
Kopinski, yeah. Tony and
Oh,
Mitch.
yeah,
Right.
Kempinski. Okay.
How about out of town for you? Was there a favorite place you like to go?
Yeah, I used to love Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
Buffalo, yeah. I used to like it because we used to go see the falls, when we had a break.
And Eddie had a fan club out in Buffalo too, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah, that's right, he did. Wisconsin, Buffalo, Chicago. Yeah.
Yeah, when Marion, my favorite place was New Jersey. He had a fan club in New Jersey.
Oh, he did.
I like to play 3 or 4 places we had there. The Polish home we played.
Now, how long were you with Marion now?
Almost 6 years.
Okay.
Good.
That's the same with me with the Versatones, yeah.
And then the boys were getting bigger.
Yeah.
I wanted to start coaching the boys and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And I told Marion, I said, nothing against you. I love traveling. I love making people happy, you know.
Sure,
But
that's the way to
it
do
was
it.
it was sometimes with him, we'd come home on a Monday night or a Tuesday, and Thursday we were leaving already.
Yeah,
you
that's
know? Come
that's
home, cut the grass,
yeah,
make sure my clothes were done, and
too much, man.
boom,
That's,
you know. So after a while, I got He got a little on.
And you guys used to travel kind of rough, huh?
Yeah, he had the van. When the
Sleep
equipment
on
was in
top
the
of the
van.
stuff,
We'd sleep
yeah.
on top of the stuff.
gee.
And he traveled in a
Yeah, that's how he traveled.
regular car.
No, not those days. Not those days.
He had the van, and I can remember.
Well, that was later on, where him and his wife drove
Okay,
to a lot of the stuff.
did you play with Marion after Kennedy got assassinated, or?
Oh yeah, I played with Marion in like 70. I
Oh,
think 79.
I'm going back into '63.
No.
Yeah, we were on the road one time with Marion. He drove in a car with his wife.
Okay. Then he maybe used the equipment out wherever he was going.
Yeah, I used to sleep on top of the drums or whatever. I made myself a little bed in
Yeah,
the back,
yeah.
and Eddie Sr. was in the front with, who was driving? Eddie Van Bendick was driving,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
And
So,
the rest of the guys were in the car with
everybody
Marion.
thinks the polka musicians are
Yeah,
Oh, we used to
like rock stars, you know.
yeah, yeah.
We used
But
to
we all
travel
had jobs back then.
travel in that 8-door car,
Yeah. What band did you play the longest with?
the Tones.
Okay.
That was 16 years. We were together 16
Yeah,
years.
it's a long
I
time.
couldn't believe that.
How about Belanda? How many years did you play?
I don't know, what 8 or 9
Well,
years?
you started the year
86.
that
I
we were
think.
nominated for the Grammys.
Is that 86?
That would have been like 88, I think you started.
Okay.
And you went till 2000.
9, I think. 11 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, then we went Dino Chicago.
Yeah, wait. 88, 82, 10.
Because I went to, right from
Yeah,
there,
about 11, 12 years.
because
Yeah.
I went for Freeze Dried right after that.
Yeah.
And then I went back to you, Dino Chicago
Dino
after that
Chicago,
too.
yeah.
So that me and you were treat.
Yeah,
a long time we're
we
together.
were together. We probably spent close to 20.
Yeah, I bet you.
Together.
Yeah. And one more time we started that. I think
Yeah.
that lasted 5 years. I
5
think 4 or
years,
5 years. Yeah.
How about you? The longest band you played with?
I would say the Versatones.
Versatones.
I think I was one of for 9 years, 7 years, and then I had to quit because of my job, because the traveling was killing me.
Yeah, yeah.
I almost lost my job on that, and so then I quit for I think it was a year and a half. That's
That's when we started.
when half the band left them and formed the Tones.
Okay.
It was just Eddie and who was it? Bobby Zima, because Roger went with you guys.
Yeah, Roger would know this, and so does Zach.
And
Richie.
Zach, yeah. So there was only 2 pieces left out of it. So Eddie had to reform a whole band. And Jerry Gentry, who just recently passed away,
Yeah.
he was playing with Junior Wozniak,
Okay.
me, and what's his name? He's in Florida right now.
He plays accordion.
Ronnie
Yeah,
Pastesky.
Ron
Ronnie
Pastesky.
Pastesky, yeah.
He
Ron
took my place with yeah.
Right, yeah. He played accordion at Constantine.
Yeah, we saw him. When I played with Tony, we were in Daytona Beach,
Okay.
and I think that he lives in that area. As
Oh,
Ron came
Ron.
out.
Okay.
And,
I wonder how he's
oh,
doing.
good. Well, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I quit playing in 2015.
Right.
It'd been like 2013, but the last time I saw him, that was 7 years. But he looked pretty good back in
At that time.
at that time.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I asked him, Mr. Music. He said, "Yeah, he noodles around with the accordion still, but
Oh, does he? Yeah. Oh, that's good.
guys have asked him to play. He doesn't want to play with a band. You know,
Oh, yeah.
it's too much.
Sure, too much. Right.
Too much."
That's right.
Favorite tunes you played or recorded?
I recorded one of my favorite was Jerry Petracek 505 polka.
Okay.
I started, I think, on a concertina.
I was on Facebook the other day, and somebody posted that Mike Charna posted that album
Petracek, yeah.
on Facebook,
Did he?
and the first song was 505
Yeah.
polka.
Wow.
And that one-
And I listened. And I heard you take the lead, like we used to play with Belanda.
Yep.
I said, "That's Wally."
And then
Right away.
another good tune I like was Your Maza polka.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Don't ask me where that name came from. I can't tell you.
Yeah, Mazda.
And it's
And then your son, did your son play drums with what is the name of that band? The young guys, but Ksheshik Brothers are playing.
Windy
Freeze
City?
Dried?
No, not Freeze Dried.
Windy City?
No.
Oh, I don't remember. Because he played with so many bands. He goes up and back with rock and roll bands.
Yeah, they're John Zelasco plays with them, and
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh,
the
okay.
Project.
Project, right.
They took your Masha, which was a 50s song.
I told him about that.
Yeah,
We were playing at Hamlin Club with Eddie.
Hold Me Tight.
Yeah. And Eddie says, I need an instrumental for the album, last album. So I listened to that. I said, okay, I'm going to put a clarinet to that. I got to play clarinet on the thing. He said, okay, whatever you want to do, go ahead. So we call that your Mazza polka.
And you named it?
Yeah, Eddie named it.
Okay.
When we're off the air, I'll tell you where that name came from.
But hold me tight.
Yeah.
I can imagine where their name came from. I don't know if we have a beat machine here or not.
I don't know, but I can't say anything.
How about your favorite song or recording?
Well, let's see. I used to love Whose Girl Are You? The Marisha Data used to sing that.
Chiata Jevchina? Chiata Jevchina?
Chiata Jevchina. Zosha. And of course, Hey Cavalier when it first came out. We used to play jobs. And we no sooner finished playing Hey Cavalerovia, 2 or 3 songs later, Hey Cavalerovia. God, I was so famous. We must have played that sucker maybe 6, 7 times during the course of a night.
That's great.
Every set, I mean, we had to sing it, play 2 or 3 times.
How about Tilko, Mi Praskobia?
Oh, no.
No?
Roses of May.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I thought that was my favorite.
Yeah, we're coming to the end here pretty soon, huh?
We're getting there.
Yeah.
I think my favorite,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, your favorite, yeah.
Ashes of Love, which was a rock tune that Eddie Gutza recorded years ago. And then I recorded it with Stash, and I recorded it with Tony.
Okay.
And that was, I always liked that song. And then my favorite album was probably Let's Have a Party, because we got nominated for a Grammy.
Grammy on that, yeah.
And Stash said we had all our families singing and blowing whistles. And
Well, that was before I came with you guys, didn't it?
yeah, the year before. In fact, I think you were already in the band before we were, Channel 2 come down in the basement
Yeah.
and stuff. We ended up going to the Bowling Alley celebrating and stuff like that. And then I never thought you'd come in the band and play steady again because...
Now,
Yeah,
okay, what was that movie we were in?
Oh, boy.
I can't remember.
I can't remember the name either.
I know, that was in when I first came with you guys,
Yeah,
too.
yeah. And that was...
That's
pretty good. We played for this couple's 25th anniversary, remember?
Yeah.
They fed us
Yeah.
and put makeup on us. And we were there all day and all night.
Outside in the trailer?
Yeah. It was cool. It was pretty cool. What advice would you give a young musician wanting to play polka music right now?
Dude, that's a toughie.
You want to think on it? I'll ask Wally.
No,
You got the answer. You can think of it.
No, polka music today isn't like it was 50 to 60 years ago.
Right.
50, 60 years ago, I mean, we had over 50 lounges in Chicago.
Yeah.
I can remember when Lent was Lent, no dances, no weddings during that part. So you wanted to survive with a band like with Eddie Sr., whatever, you had to play Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday lounges.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and these kids today, they don't know what playing in the lounge like maybe Escristal Tap to 4:35 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then go to work the next day.
And play for the last
Peanuts.
4 people that are dancing. And
Exactly.
the last 2 people are sitting at the bar.
Yeah, exactly.
And guys are looking at you like, why did you book this job? But then when you don't book jobs, they're saying, hey, where's the work? Because
sitting at home,
guys weren't making a lot of money working back then.
Yeah.
So playing,
Sure. Was
you used that money to help out.
That's right.
Well, I put my kids through high school, grammar, and college still with that.
Yeah.
That's,
Weddings at that time were like 6-7 hours.
Yeah.
I think we called it.
You play while people were coming in,
Yeah, right. And then
you
Grand
stop, you
March.
eat. Yeah,
How many times we had to play the Grand March because they had it in the
Vikub?
basement or they had it in the back hall, whatever.
yeah.
everybody had a shot.
Yeah,
cigar?
the shot and the cigar. 6-7 hours.
Yeah.
Oh,
Come on.
yeah, the minimum, I think 4 or 5
Now,
was
now what do
minimum.
they play?
The
3
minimum
hours?
was 5,
5 hours, right.
and then they wanted you to play overtime at least an hour.
Yeah.
All the time.
All the
All the weddings, all the time. All the
Everybody's
time.
having the back, having the good time, sure.
And then the guy said, "What do you want for our overtime? Just give me what you got. I don't,
Yeah.
Now they want $500 for a half hour.
These guys are good. They're getting unreal money now, man.
Yeah.
These guys, holy.
So, I mean, what do you play? There's only one really tavern in Chicago that has polka music, and that's Rudy and Nan's.
Yeah, that's
That's
Frankie.
one Sunday. Like every week,
Yeah.
did it have it every week?
I think Frankie Behren plays there.
Frankie Byrne plays
Yeah, he
every
plays all
every.
the time.
Sometimes with Tony Poliga, sometimes
Yeah.
by himself because he's got that side band.
But that's the only thing going now. That's
Yeah.
it.
Really?
there's-
Oh, no, there's a place called Ziggy's on 63rd.
Oh, yeah, that's where Ted Oksesik
Got it. Yeah.
hangs out there, and they play there quite. Johnny plays there quite a bit.
Yeah, like almost once a month. But
Yeah.
now with the
Yeah.
pandemic going
Yeah,
on,
it's
it's
just-
just nothing.
And it's not really a polka lounge; it's just a guy that likes polka music, and
Yeah.
Teddy
Exactly.
happened to go in there one day, and they
Yeah.
started talking, and
You're right.
it went from there.
Got good-
So, advice for a young musician,
yeah, that's all I can give him. I mean, good luck.
Wally?
It's very, very hard.
You got to be dedicated. I don't care what anybody says. You got to practice, and you got to know the tunes, and you got to know how to drink.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. You polka musician, you got to drink.
I don't know if the young generation does that now.
I don't know.
Old
I don't
generation,
think
they,
so, no.
they always had to have one that calmed their nerves and stuff. And if you're gonna sing Polish, have somebody work the language with you. Don't butcher the language.
Yeah,
Have somebody go over the words with
But
you.
I do give them credit for trying.
they're trying anyhow.
Yeah,
They are
yeah,
trying. You know,
absolutely.
and I give them credit for that.
Yeah.
So,
And they gotta play. You gotta play the people now. All those old people that we played for are no longer around.
there we go. on.
And some of their generation are around, but some of their generation don't come around.
Look at the Monumentals. The only guys living from that band is Billy Gliva.
Yeah.
Everybody else is gone.
Happy Polka Hearts, they're all gone.
Yeah.
Even the first band that I had, they're all gone except for me. It's that time.
Yeah. So now you gotta favor some of the polkas, some ideas with English words, and get these young people out. And
Newer style, that's what it
there's,
is.
you go to some of the festivals out of town. There's a lot of young people
Yeah.
that come out. You know,
That's
you've been,
good. Yeah.
you've been there's, but they're following the bands that are catering to the music that they like. And you
Right,
gotta
yeah,
do it, you know.
exactly.
Okay, wackiest, most memorial band story, and you can let it go as many stories as you have.
I go
Any of the
first?
bands. I told one
Well,
wacky one about you.
We did that already
yeah,
with
you
Chet.
told.
Yeah, well, go ahead.
And I was sitting with Eddie at Bel Air Studios. Just me and Eddie were talking. And Eddie comes up with this bright idea. Hey, I want to call Jerry Darlick, and I'll give you the phone. You start swearing at him. Okay. So he gives me the phone, and I'm laying, blah, 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 and he takes it, he hangs up, and he laughs, and he's laughing his ass off on this thing. I said, well, that was a real good one, wasn't it, Eddie? So I go home, and I walk into the door, and my mom says, I got the strangest telephone call. Somebody was telephone call, and they're swearing at me.
Oh my God.
Eddie dialed my mom,
Oh,
and I was unloading on her.
I got a story from Marion days. We going to New Jersey. We broke down on Cleveland Turnpike, and the van wouldn't go more than 5 miles an hour. There was a guy in Cleveland called Eddie Ladowitz, had B&O, which was
B&O Eddie, yeah.
had a junkyard. So Marion called him up, and he sent a couple of guys. One guy had a van. We threw all the equipment in the van, and then we climbed in his van,
Yeah.
and he took the van over to the junkyard.
Yeah.
Well, somebody looked at it and said that we blew the rear end, and then you have to have some other transportation to get there.
Yeah.
So Eddie and Whitey went to a couple of rental places to see if we can get a van.
Yeah.
We were probably sitting waiting for an hour and a half. Finally, we see a U-Haul come up. I'm not talking about U-Haul van. I'm talking about U-Haul like a box truck that you move your family.
You're right.
You're going
yeah.
house to house.
Right.
Probably in 12-footer.
Yeah.
And we didn't know it was Marion away until he pulled up the front. And we're going like, what? Marion said, just get the shit in the back of here. We're leaving. We're going to be late.
Yeah.
This is all they had. I couldn't get a van. Well, he said 3 people in the front. There were 6 of us at the time.
No way.
So 3 people had to sit in front. 3 had to sit
Oh.
and lay on the equipment in the back of the U-Haul with a strap on that because we couldn't close the door.
Yeah,
We'd
yeah.
suffocate. So the thing was open. Every time I hit it, bounce, the door would go like that. That was one crazy one. The other one was Seven Springs, and you were with the band with Belanda. And Jerry Von Trubba was driving,
Oh, yeah.
and Hootie was shotgun. Instead of making a right out for where you take the band equipment, he somehow made a left, and he climbed up this mountain, and there was a dead end. And here we are with the trailer behind the van. There's no way he can back this down straight. He would
shift, yeah, right.
you know,
Yeah.
it would tip over. So Bahana come up with the grand idea, let's unhook the trailer
Okay.
and I'll walk it down. You guys stand in the back with your hands like this so it doesn't
Right, get
tip
out.
over.
Yeah.
So we'd go like 15 feet, 20 feet, slice the weight.
Yeah, get
Yeah,
your
that was
breath.
the best. Jerry.
Took us like an hour and a half to get that thing down.
Oh,
The trailer
my
that took us like 2
God.
minutes to drive up.
When we were on the road down with Eddie on that 8-door car or whatever the heck it was,
Yeah.
it broke down 5 times.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
remember that, yeah.
Yeah, we were coming from, I think, New Jersey, and we couldn't go over 45 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It took us 24 hours. We were ready to kill each other in the van.
I can imagine.
They had we had a flat tire. We had to take all the stuff out, playing.
Rear end
playing,
went out,
And all the
rear
guys
end.
are taking a leak on the tire. Good time. It took us 24 hours to get home.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Uh-uh.
And then the other one night, I was pretty funny and having a good time. We played for Fanny Russo at the party house or party place in Cleveland,
Okay.
and Virginia Wagner.
Yeah.
And they make these real good homemade hamburgers. They call them halupkis.
Okay.
And they know how much we love those. So after the job, we were packing, sitting in the van. And usually when we got through playing, we'd sit in the motorhome for a little bit because we had a driver that was okay to drive.
Yeah.
And usually,
We're having a bag already.
On Throwbound Hootie maybe. And
Okay, yeah.
so they come out. They must have had 3 dozen of these halupkis
No.
and homemade buns and rye bread
Yeah.
and dill pickles.
Yeah.
So we started making sandwiches and having a couple cocktails. We started singing Happy Louie songs. Dee-di-di-di, dee-di-di-di. 6 guys who were feeling pretty good.
I think Stasha
Singing
took a dive, didn't he? at
Yeah,
that-
yeah.
He fell out of the van, yeah.
Yeah, he had to go get something out of the trailer. He missed the last step of the motorhome. And
No.
it was pretty funny. That was funnier than the whole night when he took that dive. You know?
Oh, we went, is it my turn now?
Yeah, what do you want?
Well, you said the funniest
Stories.
thing.
Oh, stories, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Tom. I mean, you
You
two
probably
are-
got a lot of them, so
Oh, yeah, but
let's listen.
one time we went Christmas caroling. Belanda was there. I don't know if you were there, Vaj. It was my cousin's house, Joe Kowalkowski, and he always wanted us to. So he had sandwiches, whatever have you. So we walked in caroling, played a couple of songs, and yeah, it was time to sit down. And Belanda was right there in front of me, so he found a chair. He was getting ready to sit down, and I pulled the chair from underneath him. Fell on his dupa with the legs up in the air.
Hey, speaking of Christmas time,
Yeah.
tell us a story about Hisney.
Hisney.
Hisney is,
Oh, yeah, when we took his,
yeah.
we were playing at Johnny Hisney at
Oh,
51st in Rockwell, and Chet lived right around the corner from them. So he used to, it was Christmas time, and he used to put Mary, Joseph, Jesus, and the wise men, all that stuff.
Nativity.
So we went there, and we stole all of that stuff. And we set it up in front of the bandstand by Hisney. And I think you called the cops, didn't you, Chet?
Yeah, I called the cops.
Called the
yeah.
cops, and Chet
I had to
come
make out a
walking in.
report and everything.
Chet come walking in the door, and all of us guys are standing
How
like
did you
this.
know
The
he
next
did
day, that was the next day when
Okay.
I met out the police report, and then the baby
So you,
Jesus
didn't,
was
you
gone.
didn't know that the stuff was there till the next day?
Until the following day, we
And who told
played
you
at
it was there?
Hisney's. Well, I walked into Hisney's with my trumpet and I had the mic stands, whatever. And the guys are all kneeling by the stage over there, and all my statues are on the stage, and
It's your
everybody's
stuff.
"Pójdźmy wszyscy do stajenki." Oh God! I got another one,
The good old
pretty
days.
good one. Remember Eddie Kutas is from
Yeah,
Buffalo? Well, Senior died. That was about had to be 60.
I think one of his sons are running it now.
Yeah, I think Lenny or Larry.
Eddie,
Gene and Joe Solomon from
Joe and James.
Joe and Gene's had to go to his wake. Eddie Sr. went with them. So they flew to Buffalo, had the, what's it called, but Eddie left me in charge of Bel Air.
Okay.
That was a big mistake. He left me in charge, so okay, they went there for what, a day and a half, whatever. They come back. Johnny Hisney picked them up, and there was a week, whatever day it was. But anyway, I was in charge of the store now, right? Bel Air Studios.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Yeah. So I said, okay. My ex was there. She helped me a little bit. I remember the time when the butcher had all this paper and he wrapped the meat with the brown paper, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how many yards of it, but I covered all the windows with this butcher paper. And I put a sign on it.
For sale?
For sale.
For sale, very cheap. Inquire within. So, okay, we timed it. Okay, Johnny Hisley was going to pick up Eddie B, whatever, so, okay.
Figure how long it'd take.
Yeah, I figured how long. So we were already, Danny Park was there at that time. And so anyway, here they come. We had Danny Park looking out, where they're going to park on 47th Street. They start coming out, okay, we close the door, whatever, and Eddie comes in and looks at the door, at the window. What's going on here? He saw the sign. He says, shook his head because we were peeking through, So he opens up the door, and we threw. Somebody was a woman. Oh, I think it was my ex. She threw a bucket of confetti over him, right over his head. Oh no, I'm sorry. I take that back. The pie came first.
Okay.
The cream pie in his face. I think it was either Richie Sandra or somebody. I forget. Maybe with Danny Park. I don't know. Threw a pie in his face, and then the confetti over that.
That was pretty crazy.
Oh yeah, he didn't have any sense of humor.
Yeah, there was traveling back in the day. You had to have a sense of humor, or otherwise
you had to have it.
Nuts.
With the Versatones, you had to sleep with one eye open, man, with them guys.
Which I did.
When Eddie we used to take 2-hour driving all the time. Each guy take 2 hours. Eddie would get behind the wheel. He waited, all of us guys are falling asleep. He'd go 20 minutes. My 2 hours are up. I'm done. He pulls it over and let the next guy do it then. He always had an angle, that Eddie.
Yeah. He was always the instigator.
Always
That's
thinking,
right.
always thinking about something.
Even to the day he got
dirty work,
sick.
yeah.
He had a sense of humor, but sometimes we went overboard a little bit.
Yeah, right.
What do you think set you apart in polka music? Set you apart from everybody?
What I can do is and I did play with every band in Chicago, either clarinet, sax, or concertina, and I think I'm pretty good at that. Yeah, bellow shaking too. I invented the bellow shake. That's right. Yep, and I don't know. I was pretty well gifted. I taught myself. I never had a lesson on anything.
Yeah, I played with you a lot of years. You did fine.
Yeah.
Even pop music. You never read pop music. You can play harmony to clarinet and pop music like if you played it all your life.
Yeah. I'm gifted. I don't know what the hell you're gonna do.
Chet, how about you?
Let's see. Eddie and I recorded with Eddie 14 albums, okay?
Wow.
And I think what set us apart was our harmony, vocals and harmony. We used to switch right in the middle of a song, if it was too high for me, whatever, vice versa.
Right, yeah.
We just knew exactly what to do when to come in on that.
Yeah.
So I think it was our harmonizing really set us apart.
For sure. That was some fantastic songs all those years.
Correct.
Myself, my electric bass, my left hand.
Left hand.
That's right.
My grandfather bought me accordion when I was 12, the big size one. We Maristad talk about later.
Right.
And a full size accordion. And then I didn't want a quarter box. I didn't like the sound.
Yeah.
And then my grandfather said there's a guy on 51st and Kedzie called Italo-American.
Yeah.
And he's got some really good stuff there. So my grandfather took me with my dad. And I told him what I wanted. He pulled out a quarter box. I said, I don't want a quarter box. I'm looking for something that sounds more like a bass.
Yeah.
So he come out with this contraption, Italo-American left hand. You pull your left hand out, he puts his in, and you plug it into the amplifier.
Yeah.
Sounds like a bass. So what I did then is I got all Eddie's albums.
Okay.
I said, if I'm going to learn how to play this left hand, I'm going to practice all Eddie's runs. Because at the time, Eddie was the number one bass player. I thought it was around. So I copied all his runs and stuff like that. And then when with Marion, the guys in the band says, can you make your octaves different on there? So that when you hit a C, that instead of hitting a low C, it sounds like
deeper,
a low C.
Yeah.
So I went over by Joe, who had a Italo-American, and I asked him that. And what made his sound was like almost a harpsichord. Every bass tone left side looked like a harpsichord. And if you put some solder on it, it would make it sound different. So he took the C that was up here,
Yeah.
and he brought the C down there. So if we were playing the key of C, that C was the bottom. If we were playing the key, did the same in the D. We were playing the key of D, that was the bottom. If we were playing in B flat, that B flat was the bottom.
Oh.
Yeah. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And then I remember playing with Marion on stage, and some of the old time guys who were maybe musicians
Yeah.
would come up and they're like looking right behind
Who's
the
the bass man,
curtains.
There was a bass player.
Hey Marion, mind you, where's your bass player at? And I start doing that and I think,
Yeah.
look, where's that coming from? I
Look
took my
at
left hand.
that. Look at that.
He's, oh my God. He said, I played accordion for 40 years.
Huh.
And then get off the stage, we ended up talking and going to the bar and having a drink, eat, talking.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That's
So
nice.
that's what I think separated me at the time
Sure.
from anybody else.
Absolutely.
Greatest achievement in your polka career?
Being inducted in the Hall of Fame, I think. all
And
of
what
us
year were you
were great.
elected again?
1991.
1981.
I think that's all three of us.
That was mine too, same
And my
thing.
answer to
2002.
Yeah, you
right.
couldn't,
And yours was
same thing.
same thing.
To be
2013.
with those guys that are in there already, I mean,
2013.
13.
13.
the guys that were in there, you had Wally, you had Lush, you had Gima, you had all them guys. We're part of that now.
When we
Elite
played,
club.
when I played,
Elite club.
Yeah.
and I'm sure when you played, you never thought you would be a
Never.
Hall of Fame.
No, no.
Never,
You played
never.
because you liked the music. You
I
played
loved
from
it.
here.
We loved the music. That's right. Loved polka. That's all I was grew up with.
Yeah.
Oh, that's every Sunday morning was Galinsky, Schaefer, Hisney, you know.
I go to work, I listen to tapes.
Uh-huh.
And I go to work, the guy says, what do you listen to when you drive your car? Polkas.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You don't listen to blah, blah, the station, blah, blah, that's it. No, I don't listen to
That's
that.
right. Now I had it live. When I used to come home from school, my dad used to either play the violin or the accordion. And then when I was doing my homework, Mom used to sing doing her dishes, whatever have you. So I had music for 24/7.
Yeah. Now, when you practice, do you practice by yourself?
Yeah.
Your dad never had to stress you practicing?
I did all my own stuff, yeah. He just showed me the basics, he knew the basics, and that was it. And I just, like I said, I locked myself in the closet and just hacked away, and I did it. And then from my graduation from grammar school, they bought me a new concertina. And that's the one I got 505 with.
Okay.
And it was, I think, 60.
Is that the Patek you have now?
Yeah. I got the Patek I got now is,
I hang up.
yeah, I got it, it's mounted on top of a shelf.
You got a star now?
I don't know what the hell kind that is. It's, I think, a German job.
Just something to
Yeah.
monkey around with.
Yeah.
How about you?
What's that? What's the question?
Anybody say you have to sit and practice?
Oh God, yeah. The mother, the guys were playing ball, on the side street like we used to have, because the big guys always had the fields, So us kids, teenagers, we were playing these with marbles or kick the can or whatever. And Chester, you gotta come and practice. Come on. Okay, so or we're playing marbles by the lampposts, with the bullheads or whatever.
But
they
you had to
call
love it. You got to love it.
Oh, I love my teenagers, but I had to practice.
Yeah, that's
half an hour, whatever.
I did an hour a day. My dad would sit on the bed, in the bedroom.
Oh.
I practiced, and we played pop music too.
Yeah.
He would buy fake books, and he would go through it, and he'd put up his practice that song.
Okay.
Because you'll play a job, and people will dance to it.
Oh.
And he helped me with my library when I first started.
Wow, that's
My
nice.
English library. He sat there with for an hour. If sometimes he'd doze off, and I'd go get something to drink. I'd go sneak in the bathroom, right? And I'd sit I wouldn't do anything. I'd just sit in the pot in the bathroom
Yeah, right.
for about 5 minutes, 10
Sure.
minutes. Walk back out, sit down. I look at the watch. I'm done. You went, you got something to drink. You went in the
Look
bathroom.
at that.
You owe me 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
Every time.
Wow, very
Well,
strict.
I want a break in a half hour. He said, break for what? You got the accordion sitting on your lap. What do you need a break for?
It paid off.
You're not blowing any trumpet or anything,
Yeah.
So I owe a lot to that man. Okay. Why did you pursue polka music as opposed to other genres like country western or pop music?
Polka music, Polish, the language, whatever, singing Polish was in my blood.
That's what we all grew up with.
I was around it all my life.
Yes, that's right.
My mom and dad took us to like this Towners Grove every Sunday, and
And it's carried over to your son Mike. He plays a lot of that.
Right.
I'm sure your family listens. Your daughter listens to polkas, or she don't like
This
polkas.
one, no, she doesn't.
No?
No.
Really? I thought she would.
No. I tried to get them to play the piano and the organ. You know, I had 2 daughters. They did it for about 6 months, and that was the end of it.
Yeah,
My son, he started playing
my
drums.
daughter Christy more so than my sons. And look now, she's the president of IPA.
well, your sons they were sports.
Yeah.
Sport
They're
oriented.
still sports now. You know.
Yeah.
I'll tell a quick story. My son Johnny is a sports agent for Apex Baseball, and their main office is in California. So his client is Will Smith, who catches for the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Okay.
And Will Smith called him early this morning. He said, "Get on a plane. I got a ticket for you for the World Series."
Oh, there you go.
So I talked to him this afternoon. He was on his way
That's in L.A., isn't it?
in Texas, Huntington, Texas.
Okay.
World Series, yeah.
Texas,
So-
okay.
Let's see.
Yeah, when I was younger, I'm kicking myself in behind. I quit school when I was 17.
Okay.
And I said, if I ever have any, that's the biggest mistake I ever made. If I have any kids, I put them to, all 3 of them put them to college.
Yeah.
They're all college grads. And my youngest guy, he's got a master's. I said, holy Christ.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful.
David, yeah. And he's the one that hated school the most.
Really? Oh,
Funny. How funny how it works out.
yeah. it is.
That's crazy, man.
Oh, my Christy didn't want to go to college. She was already working when she was in high school.
Yeah.
And she ended up working for this law firm. She liked it so much, she said, Dad,
Yeah.
I don't want to go to college.
Whatever works, man. That's all that counts.
work
Yeah.
for these people. And then my youngest son, of course, was lucky he got drafted to play baseball.
Yeah.
And now he teaches young kids.
JJ, yeah.
What
good.
he learned, he's teaching them. And hopefully maybe 1 or 2 of those will be
Pro.
ball players.
Yeah.
And then my son, who struggled in school a little bit when he was younger,
Yeah.
when they had all the layoffs, he was an accountant. When they had all these big layoffs, I think in 08,
Yeah.
Yeah,
he got
2008.
laid off. He was
yeah.
making big bucks.
Yeah.
So he said, "The heck with it." He got his teacher's certificate and a degree,
Who's coming?
and then he got his master's also
Oh,
for teaching. So he was teaching
nice.
and working part-time as a baseball agent.
Yeah.
And then he was at one of these camps where they had trials for stuff, and then he started talking to the guy next to him, and he said, "Who do you work for?" He said, "I work for myself a little bit, and I work part-time, and I find guys, you know."
Yeah.
And I had 3 or 4 clients. He said, "Why don't you go work for me?" He said, "I need somebody in the Midwest." And he was out from California. He said, "Why don't you come
That's
work
cool.
for me?"
Nice.
So, and now he's a partner in that company, and
Right.
he's doing well.
Beautiful. Look at that.
Mike.
I think we're just about at the end here.
Yeah.
Who was your polka hero growing up?
Eddie Zima.
Okay.
That was I couldn't get enough of him. That was I still like to, I try to play like him, and he's still the best to me. I don't know, I don't care what name. You got a lot of concertina players, but sometimes they put in too much stuff.
Yeah.
You got to get in and get out.
You're right. Some of the guys, you don't know where to. Well, they started when they left because it's too much.
And for clarinet was Steve Jankowski.
Yeah.
That was my 2 guys that I liked, and
Chet
little Wally too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would you say, Chet?
Well, like Wally said, little Wally, Marion Lush, like Jima. I like Jima's music. There was a stint there that we used to sing a lot of Lush's stuff, and people used to say, "Hey, you sound just like
Yeah.
Marion Lush." I said, "No."
Yeah, you.
But when I look at some of the movies, there was a portion, a part, I don't know what was it, probably in the 70s, whatever, that I loved his singing so much that I actually sang it like it sounded like him, you know.
Yeah.
But then I lost it again and got my own style.
Yeah.
So, but
Well, he sang a lot of stuff in G, and you sing a lot of, over the years, sang a lot of stuff. When you couldn't go to A anymore, you start going to G. And,
G, right.
and if you
right.
sing in G, sometimes now, if you close your eyes, you got a little bit of that Marion sound.
Oh, yeah.
And if we would have went lower yet to F,
Yeah.
then you would have really sung.
Yeah, like Marion, right? Yeah, yeah.
And my idols,
Yeah,
pretty much you guys. I love Wally.
Oh,
I
yeah.
used to listen to one of my
yeah.
dad used to sing them songs to me, you know.
Yeah.
Used to
Amplers.
love that. Eddie B. When I first heard Eddie B, I go, wow.
Yeah.
Listen to this song.
Different, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With the shaking and stuff. And
I couldn't believe that he asked me to play with him when Richie left. I was, oh man, oh heck
hey,
yeah.
Marion Lush.
Yeah,
I got asked. I was playing with Little Richie
yeah.
at the Manor on 47th for Dingus Day, and the two bands, Richie and Marion.
Yeah.
And afterwards, we went to what was the tavern on Pulaski? Gene, was it the Blue Sky?
Blue Sky, yeah.
Blue Sky.
Oh, Blue Sky, yeah.
Yeah. We went there for a drink, and then Marion says, "I'm looking for accordion player steady full time." I was working for Santa Fe Railroad then.
That's right, yeah, I remember
Did a pretty
that.
good job, but I was working goofy hours, 3 days on, 3 days off, 12-hour days,
Uh-huh.
and making good money. And so I said, "You gotta give me a couple of days to think about this, you know."
Uh-huh.
And so I go home and I tell my wife, "You've been drinking. Go to bed. When you wake up in the morning, we'll talk about it." So I woke up and I said, "Look, this opportunity. I love folk music.
Yeah.
This is an opportunity for me to get out there and see what it's really about." I
Right,
have
right.
friends. When I used to go out of town with Tony, I can go out of town now to some of these polka events,
Yeah,
conventions and stuff.
yeah,
I got friends come sit talk to me
that's
that
right.
I've known for 50 years.
Same here,
You know.
same here.
Yep.
Still, they'll never ignore me. They'll always come up to me if I'm
Yeah,
standing by the bar or someplace.
that's right.
They'll wait until I'm through talking, and
Yeah,
not go and come back, but they'll wait until I'm through talking
look at
and
that.
come talk with me.
Wow.
So that's quite an accomplishment, I think, for all
Oh,
of
God,
us,
yeah.
for all three of us.
And we were all
Sure.
through the mill.
To
Oh yeah.
have friendships for
For life.
50 years or whatever, for
Yeah.
life, yeah,
That's right.
for forever.
When you go on Facebook, I see all these people that when I used to play with Eddie, and
Yeah,
they
yeah,
okay relate to me. Oh man,
Yeah.
is that beautiful? That's great.
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like I watch the bonfires occasionally, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been doing that, for 19 years now?
I mean, our towners are starting to come out now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it, oh my God, this one's gone, that one's
Yeah.
gone,
Yeah.
that one's by the time I watched the whole reel, that Father Norb used to record for me,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
videotape it. Sometimes I count like 15 people
Yeah.
were gone, you know. Oh, good heavens.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Uh-uh.
All right, I'm out of questions. You got anything else you want to talk about?
Other than that, why don't we play or sing a song or whatever?
All right. Why don't we do
Just
that?
sign off with your
Yeah.
song, and when we were elected.
All right, we're gonna probably jam a little bit here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't forget this. I'm John Furmaniak, in case you forget.
I'm Chet Kowalkowski,
I'm Wally Maduzia, 2002, inducted into the Hall of Fame.
1991.
In 2013.
Over and out.
Good night.
Bije woda z jeziora do mej duby, do dwora. Bije woda i wali, gdzie się chłopcy kąpali, gdzie się chłopcy kąpali. Bije woda i wali, gdzie się chłopcy kąpali, gdzie się chłopcy kąpali. Gdzie się chłopcy kąpali, na dziewczyny chowali. Chodź dziewczyno, pójdź sama do stodoły, do siana, do stodoły, do siana. Chodź dziewczyno, pójdź sama do stodoły, do siana, do stodoły, do siana. Hej! Hopa! Chłopcy, wesoło, pod nogi, oho. Co mama na to powie, oj jak się o tym dowie. A ty mamie tak powiedz, żeś ty była na spowiedź, żeś ty była na spowiedź. A ty mamie tak powiedz, żeś ty była na spowiedź, żeś ty była na spowiedź. A mama się ucieszy, że córeczka nie grzeszy. A córeczka grzeszyła, bo na ścianie jej była, na ścianie słowcem była. A córeczka grzeszyła, bo na ścianie hej była, na ścianie słowcem była. Radziu na tej koncertynie, hej, hej! Oh yeah.
What was that? What was that called?
For your brother.
Where the boys are.
Where the boys are?
Gdzie się chłopcy
Boys and girls, they
kąpili.
call it.